Let's explore happiness today. In the film Happy the Movie, the first documentary ever created about positive psychology, the director goes around the world asking people, what makes you happy? Or what does it mean to be happy? Or where do you expect to find happiness? And many people would say things like, happiness is to be successful, to have a lot of money, to have possession, to have things. Well, we know that the definition is quite varied, but people are definitely pursuing happiness. The current wellness and self-help industry is a $13 billion a year industry. That means the number of people who are purchasing books and courses and products related to improving themselves, which we think means to become happier. People who invest in media, in coaching. And we know that this is a growing industry because many people want more of this. They want to be happier. They want to be healthier. We know that we also are facing an epidemic in our culture where, on the one hand, income has been consistently on the rise over the past 60 years. Standard of living has increased tremendously. The number of people who have access to education, to food, to water, to shelter, to these basic needs that we thought back then would make people happier if we had more people accessing these things. But we know that while those things have shot up, happiness has flatlined. And according to Dr. Martin Seligman, we have more reasons to be happy than ever before, but far less happiness than would be expected. In fact, as they've measured mean happiness over the decades, they see that happiness has been pretty much consistent. You ask people on a scale of 0 to 5 to rate how happy they are, where 5 is the most happy they could be and 0 is not at all. People rank in somewhere around a 3.5, and that's pretty consistent. This has come to be known as the Easterlin paradox. According to economist Richard Easterlin, he looked at 19 countries and found that people with higher incomes were happier. However, they were only happier once basic needs were met. A lot more money was needed to increase happiness just a little bit more. And we know that as we measure happiness amongst the different countries, it's oftentimes the countries that have the greatest level of connection and physical well-being that are also happier. For this reason, this paradox has continued to be heightened, and saying that while wealthier individuals report greater happiness, average happiness does not rise in proportion to greater income. And government policies are starting to be shifted from this perspective as well, saying that once basic needs are met, policy should focus not on economic growth or GDP, but rather on increasing life satisfaction or gross national happiness for its citizens, such as the way that Bhutan is currently doing it. So some food for thought is, where do people expect to find happiness? And have you noticed this shift from, while we have more and more reasons to be happy, we oftentimes have less happiness than we would expect?